guys, welcome back to my channel. So, as you can hear from my voice, I'm not doing great. I actually have COVID, and I wanted to come on and explain the importance of looking after those that are vulnerable. I'm classed as personally as clinically extremely vulnerable, and despite doing everything in my power, from wearing face coverings, even when I'm exempt, everywhere I go, to putting hand gels on, to washing my hands vigorously, to making sure my kids wear face masks regardless of the government guidelines and the government rules, to try and protect me and my family, COVID still ended up in my home. Somebody in my household came down with COVID on Tuesday. Their test came back positive. By Friday, my test was back positive. We'd both done PCR tests, and they also concluded that we both have COVID. To say that I wasn't devastated and terrified would be lying. I am so scared right now. I am doing everything in my power to try and stay out of hospital, but it's becoming difficult. I'm tired. Tired is actually not the word. I'm exhausted. On top of COVID, I think I have a head cold because my nose is blocking constantly. So my oxygen level is hovering. The lowest it's been so far is 92. And in hospital, if it had gone to 92, they would have been putting oxygen on my face. I don't want to go to the hospital because I don't want to be around anybody else that has this condition. Because if I'm around other people, chances are I'm going to be even more sick. So I'm trying my best to stay at home. I'm trying my best to stay here, keeping in my bed, keeping warm. Now, I'm on medications that prevent me from having spikes in temperature. I take regular medications that kind of regulate my body temperature so that I don't know if I have a temperature. The only way I know if I have a temperature is the way that my body responds. So my body's responding to temperatures at the moment. By 1 minute I can be freezing, and the next minute I am sweating so much, but I don't feel, and I feel like I'm on fire. My hands are constantly cold. And I think that's because the heat's going to wherever it's needed because of my temperatures and whatnot. So although I can't register a temperature on a thermometer on my head, my body is still responding to a body increase in temperature by either making me too cold or too hot. Now I'm feeling quite breathless, but COVID is extremely real. Being clinically extremely vulnerable, like I said, I've done everything in my power for over 2 years to keep this out of my house. And I knew as soon as the government started with the whole rules of, oh, you don't have to isolate now for 14 days, you can isolate to 10, and now you can isolate to 7, and if you have 2 negative COVID tests on day 5 and 6, you can now go out and go back to work. And then as soon as the rules changed on Thursday to state that it's no longer mandatory law in order for you to isolate at your home, but they still advise you stay home for at least 5 days. My answer to the government for people like me who are extremely vulnerable is to tell them to get stuffed. My family, my kids, my brother, my mum, they mean the world to me. My mum has COPD. She has it quite bad. So if I was with her now and she caught COVID, she would inevitably probably die from it. I'm struggling so bad with COVID. And I'm scared because I don't want to get sick. I don't want to get long COVID. I don't want to get all of the problems that it can cause. But knowing my health and knowing my luck, I will get something that will last a very long time. I may never get my voice back, for instance. I mean, there'd be a few people that would be glad that I wouldn't get my voice back. But, you know, my immune system over the last few months, since having my nasal jejunostomy tube removed, has been extremely low. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't have caught COVID with the tube, because chances are I could have done. But I may not have had the water infection that I had, the respiratory infection I had at Christmas that affected my voice and my throat and my larynx and my pharynx over Christmas, that had me spitting up blood, you know, which warranted me to have at least 3 weeks worth of antibiotics, 2 different types, just only a couple of weeks ago, because antibiotics naturally lower your immune system, because the antibiotics help you fight the infection. Now, my immune system is already lowered because I'm not getting the correct nutrients that my body needs. I don't get the correct fluid. And then I've been on antibiotics. So, natural, and obviously I have health conditions which automatically lower my immune system. I'm actually on an inhaler, which I can't find at the minute, but there it is. I'm actually on an extremely high dose steroid inhaler, which is such a high dose steroid inhaler that I have to carry a steroid card around with me, because it can lower my immune system. All of these things mean I'm exempt from mask wearing. It means I'm exempt from leaving my house and being safe. The governments have recently stated that those that have COVID that are in my situation, that end up in hospital, that ultimately end up worse off than me and that pass away, it's okay, because we were already sick to begin with. Like we're dispensable, like our lives didn't matter. I'm a mum of 3 kids. My life matters. My life matters to them. My life matters to my brother. My life matters to my mum. My life matters to a few other people. But my life matters to me. So while you guys are sitting there and you're loving life and you're going through the whole, yay, you know, Boris has let go of all the rules and we no longer have to self-isolate unless we feel like we should. We don't have to mandatorily isolate at home. We don't have to legally wear a face mask wherever we go. Think about your nannies and your granddads. Think about the most vulnerable people. Think about the disabled kids. You may even have one yourself. Think about everyone who is different to you. You might be the healthiest person in the world, but COVID will still get you. You may be the healthiest person in the world that hasn't been vaccinated, and COVID will still get you, especially now that all the rules have been demolished. Now I understand, and my heart breaks, because Russia has declared war on the Ukraine, which is going to cause major problems for most of Europe, including the UK, and possibly America. And there is so much more going on in the world than just COVID. And I know people are worried about it. I'm worried about it. But we are not over this pandemic. I am now in my home, fighting to stay out of hospital, trying to be me, trying to just be. I'm trying to stay out of hospital. I'm doing my best. But I'm extremely poorly right now. And I'm on day 3 of symptoms. And I'm extremely poorly right now. So please, I urge everyone, regardless of what the government says, do what you know is in the best interest of you, your family, those around you, your community, and your National Health Service. Stay in if you have COVID or you have symptoms. Get your lateral flow tests. Back them up with a PCR if you necessarily have to, if a medical professional has told you to, like I was told to. And wear your masks. Wear your visors wherever you possibly can. Regardless of whether you're exempt or not, you make sure you wear a visor. I have been exempt and I've worn a mask for the past 2.5 years. And yeah, they break you out in spots, like I have a spot here, and I have spots here. And yeah, they break you out in spots, but you know what? A few spots I can handle. Not being able to breathe great, I can't. I want to be there for my kids. I want to be there to see them grow up. And this is the illest I've ever felt. I've had colds. I've had flu. I've even had a water infection. I even had really bad side effects from my very first COVID vaccination. And you know what? This is the worst I've ever felt in my life. So please, if you can, please think about other people, because the world does not just revolve around you. There is other people to consider, and any single person in this world can be struck down with chronic illnesses at any given time, including you. And you will wish that somebody like me had come on and begged and pleaded for you to still wear your mask when the next pandemic came along, or when this pandemic decided to take you. So wear your masks, stay safe, ignore the guidelines, stay home for 10 to 14 days, test yourself every single day for 7 days. If you come back positive, test yourselves on day 5 and day 6. If you're negative, then still stay home for the following few days, just in case you're still carrying it, if you can. Because you will not just protect your own life, but you will protect everybody else's life around you, and you may just save a life, including your own. So stay safe, stay warm. My heart breaks for the Ukraine. I send my love to you. Rest in peace to all those that have passed away. And I'm sorry that this is happening in the middle of a global pandemic to you guys. I want everyone to stay safe. I want peace and equality and love in this world. But we all need to help each other in order to do that. So like I say, stay safe. Don't just think about yourself, think of others. Kindness costs nothing, guys. If you've liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share and subscribe. I love you guys. Take care, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye for now.